What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT Review, the show from February 26, 2020, Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. Your commentators Mauro Naro, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix. Before I move on to the show itself, there's something about Beth Phoenix, of rumors I'm hearing about Beth Phoenix plans for WrestleMania that involves of a title. Um, It hasn't been said yet, but we're wait and see more updates of it coming up, and hopefully see if the rumors are true. But besides that, Beth Phoenix, what pertains to her, she's gonna be appearing on Raw, and after this recording, she's gonna be appearing on Raw, where it pertains to this whole thing of an update about Edge, with the whole storyline with Edge and Randy Orton, where Randy Orton took out Edge and everything. And we're trying to find out why Randy Orton did what he did. At this point, who cares? But Beth Phoenix gonna be there on Raw, and who knows what's gonna happen. Um, so yeah, but listen, now let's get to the show here. We see Charlotte Flair arriving at a SUV when Rico's waiting for her. Basically, they treat her like she's a queen. They treat her with wrestling royalty. Treat her like she means the world because she's entitled, because she's a spoiled brat, because she thinks she deserves everything, because she thinks because her last name is Flair, everything's got to be handed to her, and she's got to be treated like she is some kind of queen. We get Dominik Dijakovic versus Cameron Grimes opening match, which I thought it was decent. Um, it started picking up at in the middle of it. It started being pretty good. Cameron Grimes was taken about a moonsault by Dominik Dijakovic. At this point, Dominik Dijakovic's knee was bothering him. Cameron Grimes gets in the ring. Referee checks on him. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, when Dijakovic tried to get back in the ring, Damian Priest comes out. I think he had like a wrench. I don't remember what it was. He took the knee, and at this point, Dijakovic was in a lot of pain, and referee starts counting, but basically Dominik Dijakovic beat the time, beat the count, but it didn't matter because all of a sudden Cameron Grimes with the cave in, the double foot stomp that he does, and he gets the win. After the match, the ref, we got officials checking up on Dominik Dijakovic, and yes, so Cameron Grimes wins the match. A good match. And we'll get to Damian Priest later about why he did what he did. William Regal announced that what pertains to the NXT Women's Division, what pertains to Rhea Ripley defending her NXT Women's Championship title against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, there will still be a match for Takeover, where it pertains to Takeover Tampa Bay, where the women's will competing in a local championship match, not just any match, but a ladder match. I think William Regal says something about it's going to be some qualifying matches. It depends how many women are going to be in the match, but there will be some qualifying matches. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be a fatal 4-way ladder match. So, which I'm excited to see how that gets gets booked, and obviously, but yeah. During the commercial break, we see Dominik Dijakovic still getting help after what happened. So there you go. There's an update about Dominik Dijakovic. Finn Balor comes out. So we're wondering what's next for Finn Balor. So Finn Balor says that what pertains to well, he's not a moves guy. He's not an internet guy. He's a or a sneaky guy in a way. He's not a stooge or what pertains to being that type of office kind of guy. And then what pertains to from bell to bell and everything, that he is the guy what pertains to what he could do in the ring. And then he talks about he's done it all. Like he's done it in Japan, he's done it in Mexico, he's done it on the main roster where it tends to be Intercontinental Champion, Universal Champion. He's also done when he was in NXT as an NXT champion. And he basically said what's next for Finn Balor represents to WrestleMania season and everything. All of a sudden, we get Imperium coming out, which it was Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bardell. I thought to myself it was going to be Walter coming out, but instead, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel basically give Finn Balor their give their regards by Walter, obviously. Walter basically give his regards to Finn Balor, and he has basically had Finn Eichner and Marcel Barthel to do it for him. And if also Marcel Barthel try to get into in the ring, also Finn Balor takes him out, and then also Finn Balor gets taken out by Imperium of Finn Eichner and Marcel Barthel, and that was it. So yeah. So after watching this, I'm seeing myself. So Finn Balor is a face now, because with Finn Balor being a heel, he was doing so good, so well, and so good as a heel. But now he's gonna be a baby face. Well, if that's the direction we're going with Finn Balor still being a baby, with Finn Balor being a baby face, he still needs to stick with him being having that attitude, the attitude he's got right now, where he's he's a prince, and basically don't have him be the cheesy cutting baby face like he was on the main roster, or even when he was a baby face on NXT. Because with his babyface run when he was on NXT, it was a different babyface than what he was when on the main roster, which that was ridiculous. But his babyface main roster run was ridiculous. But yeah, if you want to be a heel, have him be a heel, but let him be like one of those heels that like a Stone Cold heel, back when Stone Cold was a heel. So, but there you go. So yeah, but yeah, as far as Finn Balor and Walter, now I doubt it's gonna be something for WrestleMania. In fact, I mean, what will it be? What I meant to say was, I it could be for a takeover Tampa Bay, but there's also NXT takeover, for the UK side, NXT UK takeover Dublin. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how that develops. Hopefully that it'll lead to that. So. But yeah, I should mention too that I think I also mentioned that Matt Riddle found out about the Prince. Dragon again found out about the Prince. Even Ilya Dragunov found out about the Prince and everything. Everything's still getting got by Finn Balor. We gave you a package of Austin Theory. He's the future of him being the future of NXT, and he says that Tommaso Ciampa won't make it to the night against him. So we'll get to that match later. We'll get that match later. I guess I must have missed this. There was some type of mysterious vignette that aired on the show. I must have missed it, so I can't really speak on it. So we see a footage of Bianca Belair showing up at NXT Arena. She says that Charlotte Flair wants to face her. The quickest and the quickest and the best. Basically, Bianca Belair is the quickest and the best, and she's gonna find out. And we'll get to that. That ends up being the main event. We'll get to that. Xia Li versus Mia Yim. I love Xia Li. I love her new look. Of what she was wearing. Very very nice. But yeah, she goes against Mia Yim. It was a short match, but I thought it was okay. But also you have Dakota Kai coming out with Raquel Gonzalez. This had Mia Yim get distracted because Dakota Kai says that Mia Yim stole her spot from Takeover War Games, and all of a sudden, Xia Li gets the win with the roll up, and that was the match. After the match, Raquel Gonzalez goes up to attack Mia Yim. Xia Li goes to her aid, but she gets her ass kicked too. And Mia Yim gets her ass kicked again by Raquel Gonzalez, and that was it. No to say about that segment. We see the Velveteen Dream. He was doing his promo backstage, whatever, about Roderick Strong, and basically, have a message for Roderick Strong, and basically let Rodrigo know to keep the cage, the steel cage, after Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox, because he wants a piece of Roderick Strong inside of a steel cage. And I said to myself, what? So we're gonna have two steel cage matches on NXT? Wow, that's crazy. I love it. But the question is, is Roderick Strong and the Velveteen Dream going to be in the main event instead? Because I'm pretty sure the main event was supposed to be Dakota Kai and Deacon Knox in a steel cage, but we're waiting to see how that turns out. So Austin Theory versus Tommaso Ciampa, great match, the best match on the show. It really put over what Austin Theory can do, and then in the end, Austin Theory loses to Tommaso Ciampa. First of all, hitting the Willow's bell, and then hitting the fairy tale ending, which I call it the Devil's Wings. And yes, Ciampa got the win, but despite Austin Theory losing the match, he still looked strong of losing the match. And we'll get to more about that when we get to what happened later on in the main event with Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. Just to let you guys know about that. So after the match, Ciampa celebrating. Also, Drag again tried to sneak attack him, but Ciampa fights him off. Well, actually, I think he did hit Ciampa. Ciampa was blindsided, and Ciampa fights back. And also, Austin Theory tried to go after Ciampa, and Ciampa takes him out. And this was enough for Gargano to take out Ciampa, and that was it. So yeah, they build up more feud between Ciampa and Gargano, leading up for takeover Tampa Bay. So there you go. Oh yeah, also Gargano was pulling Ciampa off the apron and everything, and walking around him and everything, and that was it. So. Undisputed Era with that backstage segment, Roderick Strong basically agrees to Velveteen Dream facing him in the steel cage, and also we see Bobby Fish saying that the Broserweights are not are not getting off that easily because they want their tag. Basically Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly want their tag titles back, and then also you got Adam Cole talking to pertains to while you guys do that, Roderick Strong, you take care of a Dream, and then you could focus on getting back the North American Championship, and for because NXT and also pertains to WWE as well. The Undisputed Era are the best factions going on right now, and that is undisputed. So yeah, good promos. Well, obviously what Undisputed Era is going to be a good promo. So Bronson Reed versus Killian Dane was a decent match with Killian Dane going over, and there you go. Bronson Reed looked good in the match too, but still, can we see Bronson Reed win a match once now? Instead of having him just losing. Just saying. We get to the Forgotten Sons versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. The Forgotten Sons will feature Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, as they've been covered by Justin Riker. So I guess now the baby faces. And they go up against like I said, the Grizzled Young Veterans of James Drake and Zach Gibson. This match itself, I thought it was a decent tag team match with the Grizzled Young Veterans going over. Obviously, Tegan Knox backstage, so she talks about how she's going to face Dakota Kai and the steel cage, and when it comes to Raquel Gonzalez, she won't be a factor of it because she's not going to be she's going to be banned from ringside when the steel cage match happens between herself and Dakota Kai, and she said she said it started in the cage and it's going to end in the cage. She's going to pull all of her anger and her aggressiveness out on Dakota Kai. So can't wait for that match, by the way. And that should be the main event, but it probably won't be. Apparently, there was more of this mysterious promo that aired. Again, I must have missed it. I had no knowledge of it whatsoever, but it happened. So I don't know. I don't know what's that supposed to mean. Damian Priest, he's got two ladies with him. And they're gorgeous, by the way. both women are gorgeous. Basically, he's been interviewed about why he did what he did, and he said it wasn't personal. It was not personal really. But now he can go focus on Keith Lee because he wants Keith Lee. So we're taking the North American Championship. All right, now we get to the main event. The moment that I want to talk about: Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. Now, folks, I had to say, what pertains to Bianca Belair, I'm a fan of her. I'm a fan of her work. I believe, with Bianca Belair, with her being what she can bring to the table in the ring, as with her athletic skills and her her agilities and everything that she can back up in the ring, because she's very athletic, and she's a tremendous athlete. You know, next to Charlotte Flair. You know, the least that they could have done with her is with potential Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair is for Bianca Belair is to show that Charlotte Flair is the thing of the past, and Bianca Belair is now the new flavor of the month. That's not what they did in this match. So I'm a fan of Bianca Belair's work and everything. I love what she brings to the table in the ring. But this match that Bianca Belair had with Charlotte Flair, it was terrible. The match was terrible. All Charlotte Flair was doing this match to Bianca Belair was getting every ounce of offense and cut off every offense that Bianca Belair tried to gain for her momentum. This match was about Charlotte Flair. This was not about Bianca Belair. This made Bianca Belair look weak, and then not make her look strong at all. It was all to bury Bianca Belair, just to deploy with Charlotte Flair because she's going to be the number one contender because she won the Rumble against Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship title at WrestleMania. The match was terrible. Charlotte Flair, all she did was dominate the match because that's in every Charlotte Flair matches. Whenever someone's try to get some offense to Charlotte Flair's always got to find a way to cut them off because she's a Flair, she's genetically superior, she's the greatest wrestler of all time in women's wrestling. That's in WWE's eyes. They're giving her this push in the ring that she's the greatest thing on earth, that no one can touch her in the ring, not even Bianca Belair. And this worries me where it tends to Rhea Ripley too. So obviously in the end, so Bianca Belair, she did a nice spear to Charlotte Flair, but then Charlotte Flair also, and she gets back up, no sells the effects of the spear, and there's a spear of her own which looked terrible, and then she goes for a natural selection and wins the match. What the fuck? And after the match, Charlotte Flair gets a steel chair and basically puts around the legs of Bianca Belair, and she goes to stomp on it. But then also in NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley comes out with her music playing. She comes out taking her time, and then she does her own the whole thing where she wait for a cue to stomp her foot, and then with her music and everything to go with the rhythm. And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck was that? And then Charlotte Flair beats up on Bianca Belair with a steel chair wrapped around her leg, basically injury Bianca Belair, basically in storyline. And then also Rhea Ripley also, after she done her taunt on the ring and everything, her taunt on the stage and everything, now she decided to run to the ring, and then Charlotte Flair leaves the ring. Rhea Ripley stands in the ring, looks turned out with Charlotte Flair outside the ring, and the show ended. What the fuck did I just watch? This was a letdown. This show was a letdown. After that main event, this was a whole letdown. Talking about wrestling, 6 matches. My overall strength for the show, 4 out of 10. And that being said, thank you all for watching for It's Not Your Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. For unfortunately, this was the WWE NXT review, the show from February 26, 2020. So y'all stay well, stay safe, stay in peace, take care. I'm out. Ta-ta for now. Fuck Triple H.